This story is going to be long, very long. Let's start with a backstory. I went to a school which will remain nameless because they are scumbags and I wouldn't be surprised if they launched a witch hunt. I was forced to enroll in this school in 9th grade. The second I stepped foot onto campus, I knew it would be 4 years of suffering. The school was stereotypically a nerdy type school. It was targeted as a STEM school, science, technology, engineering, and math, which by the way is not always bad, but I will tell you more. We were all given laptops at the beginning of the year, the only blessing we were going to have. We were supposed to get work done on them, but no one ever did. In 9th grade, people would constantly play Minecraft or CSGO. The school, they didn't like this. The school cared about one thing and one thing only, their image. They wanted to be looked upon as a STEM school with A+ students that only the most important of people would care about. There was constant bragging that the school was funded by Google, that Google backed the school, that they were funded. Yet, we didn't have a real building, and we shared a lunchroom with a middle school next door. Every Thursday, they would have something called Dress for Success, a day that they made us dress up in formal clothing. The reason they did this was because they would bring possible sponsors or important people to see the show ponies they called children. The school wouldn't have been so bad if they'd actually followed and done what they were supposed to do. They claimed to be a university prep school, yet 90% of the senior class was going to community college or not going to college at all. The senior year before mine reported back to us that this high school had not prepared them for the weight of college and the amount of stuff they would have to do, and almost half of them had dropped out. I heard through the grapevine there was a girl trying to transfer out of that high school to another one in the area, but she was rejected by the second high school because they said she wasn't at the same learning level as the rest of the students in her grade. They blamed her, but how can it be her fault when she wasn't taught things that other high school students learned? They wanted us to be the perfect example of the STEM field. They forced us to take seminars and learn what they wanted us to learn. The 4 years I spent in that school, I was the art kid, the quiet one, the one who didn't really give a shit about the STEM field. I knew it was important and had lots of jobs open, but I also knew that I'd never be very good in a STEM job because I'm not math or science driven. I'd much rather spend my time drawing than anything else. It sounds like a crazy encampment that they put kids into to get them straightened out, right? Yeah, well, it was pretty close. Every day felt like a prison sentence. The school didn't care about me or the kids that didn't fit into their regiment. They insisted on pushing all of their responsibility onto the kids they favored, the ones who actually had A's and the ones who were talking about becoming a doctor and not going into the art field. Okay, it wasn't all bad. There were a few pretty cool teachers, and the ones who told me to follow my dreams and ignore the haters, and just do what I do. Bless them. Especially my 10th to 11th grade science teacher. She was a godsend. And my speech teacher in 11th grade was super chill. The only class I've ever gotten an A in. Apparently I'm loud and have a very good speaking voice. But anyway, I had a couple of pals too. They were cool kids, kept me sane through the 4 years. I wouldn't count many of them as real friends though, because we hardly spoke outside of school. They were companions at most, but I'm thankful for them so I didn't have to sit alone at lunch. The first 3 years I was there, I didn't know any of my YouTube friends, so I was much more alone then. In 12th grade, my bullshit meter was just about full, and I stopped tolerating everything from everyone. I eventually ended up burning bridges with a few people I called pals because I was tired of being walked on. They may call me an egotistical bitch behind my back, but at least I'm doing something with my life instead of sucking dick on the blacktop.
Wow!
The bullshit really started to roll downhill in January when my YouTube channel first started getting off the ground. Some of you know the video, The Good Kid, worst, most edgy video on my channel. That was made at the start of senior year. The video is just reeking of the mood I had with that high school. I was just sad, lonely, and tired of it. It was exhausting to have to sit through classes I didn't care about and half-assed all my tests. It might sound edgy, but that was my own way of control, I suppose. I was trying to show the school that I wouldn't fit into their cookie-cutter image of what they wanted a student to be. Another one of the videos I wrote was Cringe Factor. In the video, I spit some hot fire at a couple of students, never thinking they would see it. Now, some people called me a bully and a bitch in the comments, but what I said was all true. I wasn't making up lies about them. I don't really know if the truth counts as bullying, but I never saw it as such. My humor at the time was putting other people down. Messed up, I know. But after the video and the negative feedback it got, I decided it would be better to make fun of myself rather than others. I didn't want to be the Leafy is here of the animation community. Word of my channel quickly spread, and it was interesting how people who had showed no interest in speaking to me for 3 years all of a sudden started to hump my leg. They wanted to be my friend and talk to me more than ever before. for. I wasn't interested in it, of course, because I knew what they were looking for. I wasn't unfriendly, just uninterested. As my channel grew, so did the following of children I gathered at my school. They started to call me Spechiee. Once or twice, children screamed at me, "That's the famous girl!" Keep in mind, this high school had a max population of 200 students, so 40K on YouTube was amazing. Sooner or later, the cringe factor was being pushed around. The kids at my school knew exactly who I was talking about. I wasn't hiding it. These two people genuinely did annoy me, but it wasn't my intention to expose them. I never said their names, and I didn't give real or accurate descriptions of them. I only described what they did and what happened. In all honesty, the boy did make me very uncomfortable with the whole chase you down to ask you out thing, but anyway, they both saw the video. The girl threatened to fight me apparently, but she never actually tried. Apparently I'm scary in real life, I guess. They took the video home to their parents and cried about how I was a bully and I was exposing them. The video did not give their names, location, or accurate descriptions of either of them, but they took it to the principal. I got called down to the office because at this point everyone was aware of my YouTube channel. I got lectured on it, and they dropped the big boy bomb. The families are threatening to sue you and the school. If you don't remove the video, we will suspend you. To which I replied, entirely unfazed, I know my rights. I did not give out names or locations. They can try to sue me, but they will lose. This isn't defamation of character because there was no solid evidence that the video is actually about these two. They tried to get me to actually say it was, but I never did. I just unlisted the video and went on my way. Fast forward a few months to graduation, and these wonderful people decided to expose me in front of the families at graduation, saying I had a YouTube channel with over 100K. It almost felt like one last slap in the face. They were just probably hoping I'd fight the parents of those kids at the end of the graduation, but when it was over, I quietly left, flipping off the building as my final goodbye. If anyone from that school is watching this, I'm sorry. Suffer through it, but don't let them change you. Keep up the art, music, or writing. Don't let them shove STEM down your throat. Oh, I almost forgot the most recent piece of tea that happened. One of the girls from the high school, I actually called a friend at one point, tried to expose me on Instagram. I'm not going to give her any attention or tell you guys to witch hunt because that shit's fucked up. But basically, she wrote out a paragraph about how I'm a shitty person because I didn't respond to her comments, saying she was worried about me after my heartbreak video and had messaged me on YouTube with a caring comment. I exposed her, and this is what she commented. Gotta love people who try to call you out for attention, right? Whew. That's all the tea I have to spill from my high school years. Long video, I know. Thanks for watching, guys.
As I was editing this video, the legend herself, Mandy, DM'd me on Facebook. Not even a year later, she decides to finally try to pick a fight with me. It's just laughable. Like, I know that video didn't do too well. Not too many people liked it because I was being a bit of a bitch, yeah. Yes, I do admit, but all of the stuff I said about her was very true. This girl is the embodiment of 2012 emo who beats on boys because she knows they won't fight back, which in my opinion is pretty shitty, and she tries to pick a fight with me online a year later.
Someone made fun of me on the internet.
Oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
I just thought it was funny, so I thought I'd share. Perfect timing. Thank you, Mandy. Thanks for the content. Appreciate it. And last but not least, I have Christmas merch! Link will be in the description if you're interested in buying it. It's just a lame hoodie with a Christmas hat. Listen, I'd love to make lime green hoodies, but I fucking can't, okay? Just email Fanjoy and make them work with me. Fanjoy, please. I need a new merch team, Teespring stocks. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. I'll catch you in the next one.